Alright, hello everyone and welcome to AEW Discussion. I'm your host from AEW enthusiast, Dougie Doug. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing Dynamite April 19th, 2023 episode. And this was an episode of Dynamite that, well, overall kind of just felt meh. It wasn't really a special. It didn't feel like a solid episode of Dynamite. There was some solid in-ring action, some questionable booking decisions, yeah, you know, looking at the card for this match, you had Jay White making his in-ring return. You also had a TNT title match with Powerhouse Hobbs defending over Wardlow, and Hobbs loses, which honestly makes zero sense. Like, Wardlow continuing hanging around the TNT title picture despite two uneventful and overall unsuccessful title reigns makes zero sense, and then having Hobbs win the title and then lose it 40-something days later makes zero sense. So the TNT title scene and title continues just to be a mess. There was also the latest between the BCC and the Elite, which wasn't really anything special. It was more just kind of like the standard thing for this, or just kind of standard operating procedure for how things have been going with the BCC lately. So nothing really special there. And Kenosuke Kateshka getting involved, which get into that one a little bit later on. And then there was one other thing. Was there? Might have been. Oh yeah, it was dealing with Sammy Guevara and Jungle Boy. We'll save that one for the end. But we'll go ahead and get right into the action of this show, starting with Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Tony Storm and Ruby Soho. So the match was action-packed and the crowd was red hot for Baker, given that this was taking place in her hometown of Pittsburgh. There is an argument to be made that the Outcast should not have lost this match, and that there was more heat to be had in them beating Baker in her hometown. Now granted, they would beat Baker in her hometown, just not in this match. Hayter was being seen shown out of the arena and missing out on the post-match celebration, and certainly was noticeable. They didn't quite shine a camera on it, but hopefully when she slammed into the steel steps, she didn't legitimately hurt her shoulder, because Jamie Hayter is probably one of the best things going for the women's division right now as the women's champion, and it would be a shame to have her title reign cut because of an injury. So hopefully it's nothing too severe. Again, we shall see how it plays out. At the very least, you can count on AEW to be honest about the injuries of their superstars. And then the Elite, have they found a new ally? Well, maybe so. Amy Page apparently isn't ready to be, or isn't clear to be a part of this program at the moment, so insert Kenosuke Kateshka, who helped even the odds here. Takeshita, wow, I'm working on pronouncing that name. But anyway, he helped even the odds, and given that Don Callis has been openly recruiting him in the past, it at least makes sense that he would be involved, and that Omega would be hesitant to trust him as an ally right away, given how close-knit the Elite is, not to mention any potential questions about Callis' intentions, if those questions still exist. This seems to be leading towards a huge 8-man tag team match at Double Nothing, especially if Matt Jackson is clear to compete through his torn biceps injury, and it's probably the right call there. Something about this feud, though, could make the argument that it feels a step off. Not everything to this point has been engaging. Still, the possibility of a finale at Double or Nothing, it could be great. Probably will be great. Probably doesn't need to go any longer after that. It probably will. Hopefully it doesn't. It's possible though. It would be just nice to have something resembling a story for this feud rather than just a series of spots and repetitive BCC beatdowns, because again it's been very paint by the numbers, so to speak, just kind of the same thing over and over again. Granted, the BCC did get kind of run out of the ring, but they had things in hand. We have Commander versus Jay White. Jay White making his in-ring debut after signing with Elite Wrestling, and the match was good, and it certainly highlighted Commander, who's also a new addition to the AEW roster, but it was secondary to everything that preceded it. The interjection of the spears into the storyline between White and Robinson versus Starks. It's an interesting, albeit perhaps unnecessary development, but Starks returning to get a measure of revenge. To save Spears certainly made sense. Now, is this leading to a tag team match in the coming weeks, or a Double or Nothing? Probably Double or Nothing, given that Jay White is involved and he's this new signing. It would make sense. I think we want to try to find a way to get him on the card, and this is certainly a way to do it. Maybe not the most inspiring thing, especially since the money match would seem to be Starks versus White. I mean, you can do Ricky Starks you can do a tag team match, but then if you do a tag team match, then it kind of ruins the allure of White or Starks versus White at Double or Nothing. So yeah, I mean, tag team match is probably coming, but the money match would still seemingly be Starks versus White at Double or Nothing. And you have Adam Cole and Chris Jericho coming face to face, and there are multiple different directions that this feud can go from here. Does AEW opt to do the straight up Jericho Cole match or Double or Nothing, or does it incorporate Baker and Saraya into a mixed tag team match? Either match would certainly be worthy of the pay-per-view setting, given that Baker has been present from the beginning. Option 2 might make more sense. Regardless, this was the shot of adrenaline that this feud needed to make it a program befitting the star power involved. The follow-up and how Cole responds will certainly decide if this feud can build on the momentum that it now has for itself, because there should be quite a response from Cole, given what Jericho and the Outcast did to, what the Outcast did to Britt Baker, while Jericho had Cole cuffed to him and to the rope to watch it all too. Remember that segment where Triple H and Randy Orton, where Triple H was cuffed to the ring rope, and then you had to watch what Randy DDT'd Stephanie. So maybe not saying there's a correlation between the two or that was a callback to it, but just saying that's what it reminds me of. Nonetheless, I would say that segment is probably about the best thing that this episode of Dynamite had going for it. Double or Nothing, we still don't have anything official for the card. We are, I think, right in the middle of the month. Yeah, I think we got second to last week of April, and still nothing officially announced for Double or Nothing. There's been some teases of things that might be coming, but hopefully we can get some announcements next week in regards to what we can look forward to at Double or Nothing. And as for the AEW World Title match, lost a bit of interest after that main event match. That main event match had some serious potential. It was going strong, and then the finish absolutely ruined it. So, is the 4-way happening, or is it not? Is there a singles match, or not? Does Sammy Guevara turn on MJF first, or does MJF turn on Guevara first? I don't know. It's all very confusing. The easiest thing to do would be just to have these guys not compete against each other, but rather have them compete in matches where they have to kind of earn their way into the title match, kind of like what they were doing before. After all three of them came out and staked their claim to a title match, then they were all on TV, whether it's Dynamite or Rampage, competing in singles matches, winning singles matches, staking a claim to be a contender for the title match, or to be a contender for the world title. And then now we're kind of moving away from that, and we're just picking one. It seems quite foolish to pick one. Probably just better off doing a 4-way. But if you do pick one, I'd be curious to see who you'd pick over Allen and Guevara, which of those two. But I don't know. Very confusing, and again, kind of not as interesting anymore. So we'll see if AEW can rebound next week, and again get some things officially announced for the Double or Nothing card. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode of AEW Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like button down below.